It is a really awesome aircraft model, but it has a huge problem. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at a Boeing 787-9, the Dreamliner from Etihad Airways. At the front of the box we have the cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and on top of the box we have the Etihad Airways branding. On the back side of the box, as this is a 2019 release, the only thing of interest we have is an image of the aircraft itself. And here she is, the Boeing 787-9 from Etihad Airways in this special livery promoting the Formula One race in Abu Dhabi. And more about this fact and why this is a huge problem later in this video. But first we take a look at some of the many details this aircraft model has to offer. And we start off with the tail section, where we have this modified branding of Etihad Airways kept in the silver grey tones. On the fuselage we then have the full registration code of the aircraft, and we also find the web address of the airline. At the front of the aircraft we then have the Etihad branding once again. We have the Formula One branding, and we also have the flag of the UAE. On top of the fuselage we then also find this really nice detail of the sat dome. At the very front of the aircraft around the cockpit we also have some nice detailing, including the window wipers, and above the cockpit windows we have the last letter of the registration code. On the other side we then also find the emergency hatch for the cockpit. The engine nacelles have been kept in the same beige greyish tone as most of the fuselage. They do look really nice in that, and of course also the detailing on them is really excellent with the chevron nozzles here on the back side. And of course if we look in the front we can see the engine fan blades. Now we should of course also take a quick look at the wings of this Dreamliner, and if we take a look here on the top side we can see all the different flaps, slats and spoilers carved out very nicely. We do also have the markings as to where to walk on the wing, so that's really nice. Also the underside of the wing look pretty decent. Here we also find the full registration code of the aircraft once again. And as we already are at the underside of the aircraft, we can also look at the landing gear. Here you can see the main landing gear underneath the wings. I think again here Herpa has done a really good job. Also the front landing gear looks rather nice. Of course we would have more detailing on them if it had been a Herpa Club model. Another really nice detail on the belly of the aircraft is this really beautiful writing where to say Abu Dhabi, or at least it was supposed to say, because it of course has been slightly destroyed by a hole in the fuselage for a stand, which is not included with this aircraft model. And then last but not least we do also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here in the backside and here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Boeing 787-9 in the Etihad livery promoting the Formula One race of Abu Dhabi. And that is why I have a bone to pick with this model, and especially Herpa Wings. Because remember the box, remember the image on the box, take a closer look and see what it says. Formula One 2019 Etihad Airways Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And what does it say on the model? Well, let's take a look. Formula One 2018 Etihad Airways Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And I'm sorry, this is ridiculous. You can't put one thing on the box and then have something completely different on your product. This is simply because Herpa has taken way too long from designing this aircraft model to bringing it onto the market and selling it. And that is not good enough. And it's really a shame, because the aircraft model is really nice. I mean, the livery is fantastic. You can't say anything about that. The print quality is excellent and the physical details are great. But how can I promote an aircraft model which by release already is obsolete? And not just that, on the box clearly says something different. So honestly, in this case I would say, I bought it so you don't have to. Now with that we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video then feel free to leave a like. If you're new around here, why not hit subscribe? Normally I'm not that negative about a model, but this just pissed me off. With that I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out and bye.